All right, bugs and owls, we're going to take a quiz today. You should find this in your packet. It would say Unit 6 Quick Quiz 1. And this is what you have. And you'll see that I already did some thinking, and I wanted to share my thinking with you to get you ready because I am going to ask you to do this by yourself. So you can tell that there's a graph here, and that is very much like the graph that we've done in class. Do you recall that when we did that and we compared three things? That's what you have here. They want to compare pencils, crayons, and markers. So the very first question is how many in each group? You're going to count how many pencils, you're going to put it here. You're going to count how many crayons, you're going to put it here. How many markers, put it here. So that's what we do in this part, okay? And then there's questions here and they want you to compare. They're looking for the difference. If you noticed that I circled words more, more, fewer, fewer. By now you should know when you hear those words, they're talking about the difference. And when you look at this, I circled the difference. The difference between pencils and crayons, it's right here, right? Pencils need this many more to catch up to crayons. When you look down here, the difference between crayons and markers is the big red circle. Markers needs all of this to catch up to crayons. But there is one more difference that I think is harder to find, and that's the difference between pencils and markers. And I used my yellow highlighter because markers need this much to catch up. Needs this much to catch up. I think even Mrs. Hecker made a boo-boo. Right here. All of this to catch up. So markers needs this much to catch up with pencils. So keep that in mind when you're trying to do these questions. So number 1 says, there are blank more pencils than markers. So for number 2, they're comparing pencils and markers, okay? We know that there are more pencils. There are more pencils. How many more pencils? You can look at the data and figure out how many more pencils, and you're just going to put that number in here. For number 3, it says there are more crayons than pencils. Yeah, right here. We're talking crayons and pencils. We're comparing these two things. And you could totally tell, yep, there are more crayons than pencils. How many more crayons? Look for that difference. Put that number right here. For number 4, it says there are blank fewer markers than crayons. So with this one, we're comparing markers and crayons. We're comparing these two things. And we know that there are fewer markers. There's only this many markers compared to this many crayons. So that what they want to know is how many fewer are there. I'm going to put that number here. And then in number 5, it says there are blank fewer pencils than crayons. So here we're comparing pencils and crayons. Pencils and crayons. We know that there are fewer pencils. There's only this many pencils, and there's this many crayons. How many fewer? Again, look for the difference. So I wish you good luck on this, and I would really love to see how you did on this. So if you get a chance, take a picture of this and put it into Seesaw. Good luck, bugs and owls.